The dangers of allowing pride to take root within your heart is something that many believers don't take into account, don't take seriously. Every sin is very, very dangerous and leads us to death, each and every single sin, but pride is one of the worst. When we allow pride to take root within our hearts and it becomes birthed inside of our hearts, we then are no longer on the path of righteousness. We then are on the path to living a subjective lifestyle apart from Christ. We have to understand that when we allow a subjective lifestyle or subjective moral relativism to take root within our hearts, that there's already a lack of humility there. And I want to flip to Matthew chapter 23, verse 12. Whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted. There's many people who have a problem with the fact that Christ will break down the platform that you stand on, this platform of pride that you stand upon, for you to be able to look up and see where he stands, to see the power of Christ, to see what it is that he can deliver you from. Because when we are conceived, we're already born into sin. We live in a Genesis 3 world due to our forefathers. And no man is capable of being able to live a perfect life. We all sin. It's inevitable. Temptation comes. But we have to understand that this act of Christ humbling us is an act of love. Many people don't see his character, see the love behind somebody tearing down a platform of death and trying to get you on the right path and put you on a platform to life. I want to share something that I wrote earlier. Humility is a direct defense against pride. Humility allows us to recognize that all humans are the same, none better than the other. We come from the same creator and leave earth the same way. Humility keeps us from being consumed by what we may heap up in this life. Accomplishments, fame, power, money, anything it may be that we can attain under the sun. Living contrary to this, our hearts are put at risk of being hardened and leaves us incapable of hearing Christ and feeling his presence. For where there is pride, there is no Christ. And if there's no Christ, there's no love. Humility allows us to see the beauty in our kin as Jesus does. Instead of having a dehumanizing heart and seeing your kin for selfish gain, your heart is able to love and respect the fact that all people were created in the image of Christ. Just as Christ said to Satan, for what will it profit a man to gain everything in this world but to lose his soul? We have to understand that our eternity is the most valuable thing that we are capable of determining. It's the most expensive thing in our arsenal that we have our hands on. And each step that you take can either be a detriment or it could be a success. It could either lead you further from Christ or lead you closer to Christ. That's why it's important that we allow that and Christ teaches humility. It's important that we operate in humility so we aren't ever deceived by our accomplishments or the goals that we have, because we understand that Christ is the one who put us in that position to be successful. I want to go to Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. '33 and 34, sorry. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about its own things. Sufficient for the day is its own troubles. Christ, we have to trust the fact that Christ knows our heart and he understands what it is that we desire. But when we move apart from him, we have no spiritual guidance. We can't see the spiritual warfare that is raging on amongst us. And we have to understand that demons, Satan himself, are thousands and thousands of years old and have the most experience, more experience than what a 20-year-old would have or a 19-year-old would have. And that it's easy for him to deceive you. When you get deceived and you led astray, you move away from Christ, move up in your own power. We have to understand that with Christ, we have the ultimate weapon to defeat the adversary, that no one can deceive us as long as we stay in the word of Christ. We have to understand that Christ lacks no resources. If he's the creator of all, if he's put everything here, if he's given man the imagination to make everything that exists today, why wouldn't he be able to give you what it is that you desire? Only thing is patience. Patience. When you are on the side of the adversary, there's no such thing as patience. That's why destruction comes in a person's life. Because when they attain something, they're not ready for it. When you come to Christ, when you come to God and tell him the thing that it is that you seek, it's his job to mold you, to make sure that when he gives you that thing, first, you won't put it over him. You won't exalt that thing above him, and that you won't lead yourself to destruction whenever it is that you attain it. For me, it was a wife. I asked for a wife, and if I would have attained that wife, right after asking him, I would have led my wife and myself down the road to damnation because I was addicted to pornography. We have to understand and trust that Christ's plan is the best plan. I had to learn to love. How can Christ give you his daughter's hand in marriage, and you're incapable of being able to love her the right way? That you're leading yourself and you're leading her to damnation. If man is the head of the snake, the woman follows. If she trusts you enough, she will follow you. If she is the reason why that you two are both casted into the pit of hell due to your arrogance, due to your ignorance, how much guilt will truly be put on your heart? How much frustration when you're eternally separated away from the presence of God because you wanted to indulge in sexually immoral things and not do things the way Christ has told us to? How much guilt will truly be put on your heart when you can't even see the face or presence of God anymore because you chose to do things on your own accord and on your own will? We must reflect. We must reflect and ask ourselves next time we get frustrated with Christ because something isn't transpiring in our life the way that we want it to. Are we ready for that? And most importantly, keep your eyes set on Christ and your eternity, because that is the most important thing that we have, most valuable thing that we have the ability to determine.